What up, gang? What up, squad? It's your boy, AreYouTherious, the realest, the coolest, the trillest, young king. Only two platforms we speak, man. Welcome back for another lit banger, bro. So, we got something special on tap for y'all today, man. I ain't gonna cap to you. We got the truth about Bronny James playing in the NBA. All right, now, before we jump into this, we need to have a little slight discussion, man. Now, I was watching Stephen A. Smith, and I should have reacted to this. I didn't. That's my fault. How, you know, what everybody's thinking, right? LeBron got his son drafted. True. Right? Now, it's a lot of mixed emotions because some people feel like he deserves it. Some people feel like he ain't put in enough work. I'm one of the people that feel like he ain't put in enough work. I'm an ex-sports player. Granted, I am 31 years old. I am old, washed up, whatever y'all want to call it, it's true. But I'm also a real nigga and a father. And I wouldn't want my son for me to just hand him something like that. And just when I know I worked for it, I have to work for it. These other kids work for it. You know what I'm saying? I understand LeBron wants to make history. You done made enough history, my guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why not wait it out and hopefully y'all can play together someday? If not, it is what it is. I don't feel like that was right. I love Bronny. I love LeBron. I don't have no hate towards nobody. I don't give a fuck. It don't mean shit to me. I'm just voicing my opinion. My opinion is that it was wrong for handing that to that boy. That nigga is not nowhere near ready, especially second round. You know? What I feel like is, I feel the Lakers was like, now we know we not finna win no rings no time soon. Let's get the paper. They finna sell so much merch, tickets, hot dogs, everything. They finna sell out on everything. Just because this nigga Bronny has joined the Lakers. Now, I don't know if he's gonna play. But he gonna for sure suit up. No, he gonna go to the G League. No, he's not. Watch and see. He is not going to the G League. LeBron didn't do all that just for that little nigga to go to the G League. I'm not gonna cap to you, man. So we're gonna go ahead and hear what homie got to say. I know y'all, I've been talking y'all ear off. Hopefully y'all skip through this if y'all didn't want to hear what I had to say. But yeah, let's hear what this dude got to say. Maybe he might know more than I do. Let's get it.
With the 2024 NBA draft in the books, there is one major discussion that has dominated the NBA space over the last week. It isn't about the #1 overall pick. It isn't about the outlook of these teams going into next season. It's about a late second-round pick. And for good reason, because his name is LeBron James. And he's going to play in
LeBron James.
the NBA with LeBron James. It's a weird and unprecedented circumstance that the NBA has never encountered before. A player who many fans consider to be
It's just wild when you think of like niggas like Michael Jordan that had like 3 sons and they all sucked.
the greatest of all time playing in the NBA with his own son. A story so strange, you'd think the NBA scriptwriters outsourced their work to ChatGPT, picked the most batshit result, and called it a day. But after 2 years of speculation, we now know with certainty that Bronny James will be an NBA player.
Shout out Jamal Shead right here. This nigga, this name right here at the bottom, Jamal Shead, guard for Houston. Shout out to him. He's from around my hometown, like a city away. Went to Maynard. Respect.
And
that nigga worked. He deserved it. He worked hard for his shit. He's like 23, 24. Nigga, put in work.
right on cue, the criticism of his merits and value as a future player in the NBA have already came pouring in. Scouts and GMs claiming Bronny as a prospect isn't even worth using a late second-round pick on, and that the real value lies in his last name and the...
Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure I'm good with the green screen. Okay, cool. We straight, y'all. We straight.
leverage it comes with. But how valuable is a second-round pick, really? And is Bronny a legitimate NBA player, or is he only in conversation solely?
Bro, the nigga went to USC for 1 year. Granted, he did have a minor heart attack, whatever the case may be. Through the grace of God, he made it through that. That's why everybody's rooting for him. That is true. But the nigga averaged 4 points a game.
Because of who his dad is.
I averaged that.
Bronny is number one on my list.
I gotta be on the floor with Bronny.
It's so easy to get your windshield replaced using SafeLight. Tell the people why you haven't done it already, my man. Let's start it off as a...
Today's video is sponsored by...
Come on, man. We ain't here for no goddamn SeatGeek, bro. I can't wait till I can get my video sponsored.
This is Ken Griffey, former major leaguer and 3-time All-Star. This is Ken Griffey Jr., son of Ken Griffey. And in 1990, these two did one of the coolest things a father and son can possibly do. They played in the MLB together. And
in 1990, meaning this nigga has to have been born in the 40s? How old is King? It don't matter. I already done talked enough. 40s, maybe 40s, early 50s. This nigga had to been born in like 72. That's crazy.
When I say together, I don't just mean they played in the MLB at the same time. They were on the same team. In fact, they weren't just on the same team, they shared the same outfield with each other. It's probably the rarest and most badass thing you'll ever see in sports. Making it to the big leagues is one thing.
This nigga has some nice thighs, bro. Pause. Look at his thighs. Look at his thighs. Well, just his legs in general. Maybe because this nigga look like an old ass man. But he got some. See, I want my legs to look like that. But I got skinny ass.
Thing you'll ever see in sports. Making it to the big leagues is one thing, but playing in the big leagues next to your kid is a club exclusive to only these two. And if that
My dad was so goddamn hateful, he would have never even. My dad would have been like, if you draft him to this team, I'm leaving. That's how hateful my dad was.
wasn't incredible enough, on September 14th, 1990, the Griffies pulled off something that you will never see again in your lifetime.
Put an inch back up there now. Well hit to center field. Devon White going back. Gone! A 2-run home run.
Damn. Bro, how do you follow that little ass ball, bro? Especially at night. Like, that ball's so small, you supposed to just pray to God you catch it? What the hell?
And he hits one well to left center field. Dante Bichette. Back-to-back home runs.
What else can these guys do?
The Griffies were great, and they were the first and only father-son duo in the history of Major League Baseball. But they weren't the first father-son duo in professional sports. This is Gordie Howe, one of the greatest players to ever touch the ice. He won 4 Stanley Cups, 6 MVPs, held the NHL record for total career points at the time of his retirement.
Damn, nigga, look how old this nigga look. God damn.
And is a member of the NHL's 100th anniversary team. Gordie had an incredible pro career as a hockey player, and yet out of all of his accomplishments, the coolest thing he ever did was this. This is Mark and Marty Howe, Gordie's sons, and he played professional hockey with them in both the WHA and the NHL for 5 seasons. Now, if you're thinking, that guy looks a little old to be playing professional sports, you're right. Gordie began his career in the NHL in 1946 when he was just 18 years old. By the time he retired for good, he was 51. A career that stretched from the 1940s to the 1980s. And only with a career like this can a player even have a shot at playing in the league together with their son. Why exactly am I talking about home runs and Gordie Howe? Well, because they're awesome, but also because
it's funny. Niggas like at my job, they work with their kids, and I bet they feel like this. I mean, me personally, if I work at a job with my kid that I don't own, I would feel bad. I would be happy that my kid has a job, making an honest living, obviously. But I'll be like, damn, my son's working here with me. I gotta get my shit together. That's why I'm trying to get my shit together now, so I don't have to worry about that.
Of these two and what they're about to accomplish in their own sport. LeBron and Bronny James, who are on track to being the first father and son duo to play together in the NBA, an idea that seemed far-fetched when LeBron first mentioned it years ago, but has now become a reality. But how legitimate is Bronny's spot in the league? And is the backlash towards the Lakers selecting him with a second-round pick in the draft warranted? Well, to answer this question, we first need to know just how good Bronny is as a prospect and as an incoming NBA player. Right now, NBADraft.net has Bronny rated at an 88 overall across their 12 prospect metrics.
Really?
This overall rating puts Bronny on the lower end of all second-round picks and future prospects over the last 3 years, but well within range of your typical mid to late first rounder. Now, here are Bronny's numbers during his 1 season of college basketball. 5 points, 3 rebounds.
See? 4.8. That's crazy.
And 2 assists a game on 47, 30, 69% shooting splits. Now these numbers, especially from a relatively undersized guard, do not scream NBA potential. But for perspective, here are the average collegiate stats from every late second-round pick that played college basketball over the last 5 years.
Jeez.
And even when compared to late second-round picks, Bronny's numbers aren't nearly as impressive. In fact, Bronny is arguably the least productive college prospect in NBA history. Here is a
Damn. And that says a lot. NBA history?
list of every player in the entire history of the NBA to be selected in the first 2 rounds of the draft that averaged less than 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists a game in college. And that's it. Just 3 players who were
This nigga, he did the 3. Yeah, that's it.
selected in the NBA draft with college numbers equal to or less than Bronny's
Nigga, this nigga got drafted and he averaged 0.8 per game. What the hell was he doing?
college numbers. Pair that with the fact that these prospects had at least the benefit of having NBA frames and physical tools to be potentially built off of, and the case for Bronny
That's crazy. He was picked 55th. He was picked 55th and 33rd. Double digits.
warranting a pick in the NBA draft becomes more and more difficult to make. But to really demonstrate exactly where Bronny falls amongst other second-round picks, here is a chart of every college basketball player selected in the second round of the draft over the last 10 years, with box plus minus on the x-axis and minutes per game on the y-axis. 298 selections spanning 10 drafts. More than half of these players not even in the NBA today. Where's Bronny? He's right here. Most late draft picks, even the guys who go on to not even make a roster in the league, were first or maybe second options in their college program. Bronny, on the other hand, was an undersized rotational player on a sub-500 team. It doesn't take an NBA scout to know that Bronny James's collegiate career wasn't that of your typical second-round draft pick. But how good is the typical second-round pick? With the rise of second-round sleepers in recent history, most notably players
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I
Luka.
afforded this car.
It wasn't Luka.
Okay, you ready? All right, 100.
players like Nikola Jokic, Jalen Brunson, Herb Jones, and Jordan Clarkson, the potential
Jordan Clarkson, that's my nigga.
value of a second-round pick in the NBA draft is about as high as it's ever been. With the help of advanced metrics, the curtain has been pulled back on the value even a solid role player can provide to a winning team. Prospect scouting has gotten more comprehensive than ever before, and these second-round picks have held considerable weight within recent trades around the NBA. But how valuable does that truly make them? Gathered from 10 years worth of draft classes from 2013 to 2022, data shows that on average, out of the 30 players drafted in the second round, about 6 of them won't even suit up in the NBA. That's about 1 in every 5 players selected in the second round that will never see a minute of action in the league. Out of the 24 players who do make a roster in their rookie season, about 17 of them end up playing a second season in the NBA. Of those 17 players that are good enough to stick around for more than a few seasons, only about 8 of them will go on to be a role player or rotational level player. Go one step further, and on average, only 4 of these second round picks will become a starting caliber player in their career. That's about 1 in every 8 players selected in the second round. And finally, of the 298 players selected in the second round of the draft from 2013 to 2022, only 2 of them became all-stars. Nikola Jokic and Jalen Brunson. If we think about the last 10 years of second-round picks on a scale of box plus minus, with Nikola Jokic being on one end and the players who don't even make a roster on the other, then most players aren't in the middle. In fact, they're not even close. Most second-round picks fall way down here, somewhere in between what Basketball Reference would classify as an end-of-the-bench player and out of the league. When considering how to use a second-round pick, the idea of drafting a guy who ends up being a real contributing player, a starter, or even a future MVP, the perceived opportunity cost can tend to outweigh the actual value of the pick. Drafting a player of this caliber in the second round is like finding a diamond in the rough. But giving away a pick or a potential player that ends up being of this caliber would be a mistake that no front office wants to live with. But that doesn't change the fact that
this nigga was 41st pick, 6-time All-NBA.
The vast majority of the time, these second-round picks in the NBA draft go on to be these end-of-the-bench level players. Just out of curiosity, does anyone know who the last few 55th overall picks in the draft were and how their careers are turning out? Last year's 55th overall pick has played 1 game in the NBA. The one before that has played 23 games in 2 seasons. The 55th pick in 2021, Aaron Wiggins, is actually having himself a solid career so far, but the one before him is out of the league. The one before that one is also out of the league. He's also out of the league, out of the league, out of the league.
Yeah, but you talking about, bro, Bronny is going to get so many chances. He would literally have to, like, something bad would have to happen for him to, like, not be, at least get, you know, multiple years in the NBA. It's not going to happen for Bronny.
League was never in the league, out of the league, and out of the league. As a late second rounder, if Bronny can contribute on any level in the NBA, he has already exceeded his draft value. And that's really the proposition in all of this. It would be incredible if Bronny developed into a Davion Mitchell or Aaron Holiday caliber player. But the reality is if Bronny can provide any net positive value to his team, then selecting him in the draft will have been a great pick. There has never been a player projected to go this late in the draft with any expectations on what they should or will do in the league. These late draft picks have historically been reserved for players who might have been overlooked, players who maybe underperformed their potential at the collegiate level, players who organizations are willing to roll the dice on because there's virtually no opportunity cost associated with late second-round picks. It's all upside at this point in the draft. If they don't work out, well, that's typical. If they do work out, well, then they've beaten the odds. And the very large point being overlooked in all of this talk about potential and value to the team and X's and O's, LeBron James has the opportunity to play basketball with his kid in the NBA. Let's just be honest. This is blatant nepotism, a classic case of—
Bro, I seen this video on TikTok. I don't know if I'm gonna put it in this video, but this nigga was like, yeah, nepotism at its finest.
Of it's who you know, not what you know. But nepotism has ran rampant in the NBA for decades, and no one cared. Countless players, coaches, executives, owners who got their shot with far less merit than Bronny has. But now here we are sitting around talking about the integrity of a man who's played 21 seasons in the league and his son because they made the most of an otherwise paltry 55th pick in the draft, and the nepotism leaned in their favor this time around. We can criticize this decision all we want, preach about how this move was a breach of ethics, a slap in the face of the game we love. But then we would all be hypocrites, because there isn't a man on earth who would pass up on the chance to play in the NBA with his son. Even
I'm saying though, I would probably have to be in his shoes, but I don't think I would, bro. Of course, like, I just don't think I would because I would want him to earn it. And you talking to a nigga that works a 9 to 5 every day. I don't want to just, hey boss, can you give my son a job? No, nigga, what you gonna bring to this job? Or you just gonna be some lazy ass, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I would, bro.
Even if it meant pulling a few strings to make it happen. As much as Bronny benefits from sharing the same last name as arguably the best basketball player of all
This nigga said sharing the same last name, bitch. He's sharing the whole name.
Time, that tag has also came with equal scrutiny. We have never seen a late second round pick get discussed and limelighted like we've seen with Bronny. But we've also never seen a late second round flyer get completely dissected and criticized like this. LeBron and Bronny have a chance to do something that has never been done in the history of the NBA. And that is worth more than any late second round pick will ever be.
Ah, man. All right, man. That was hard, bro. I mean, that shit didn't really change my thoughts, man. I just feel the same way. I don't think that I would. I have a junior, you know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't hand him anything. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to work. I understand you went through this and you went through that. But why not stay in college and enjoy? Like, you know, it's all about what you go through in your life. And especially if Bronny wants to. Bronny look like he don't really give a fuck. You feel me? Honestly, Bronny look like he just like, if I can, I can. If I can't, whatever. That's exactly what I get from Bronny. LeBron's the one that wants this to play with his son so bad. Like, you know what I mean? Imagine if Bronny would have never got drafted. That's one more person that could have got their dreams lived. That won't be guaranteed a spot. That won't be guaranteed a spot in the draft. Bronny would have been guaranteed a spot in a draft in 3 years, 4, whatever. But LeBron took that one spot from somebody that could have got their dreams answered. Because he's trying to be selfish and put his son on a team that he's not even going to contribute to making y'all win. He's not. That nigga is not going to come in. But I digress. Anyway, man, if y'all new, subscribe, like the video, comment some more bangers, share this to all your social media platforms. I greatly appreciate it. Pow, 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 pow. Good job. What you have to say, Daddy? Good job, Paula. What you have to say, Chase? Milani, don't scream. What you got to say?
My birthday 1 month and I just
Your birthday 1 month away. Say bye.
Bye.
Good job. All right, guys. We're going. Oh, shit.